Welcome to another Long Range Systems UK video. And in this video what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the CS8 series of coaster pager. And we're calling it a coaster pager, but in reality this level of paging is actually far beyond just guests. It can be used for guests of course, but these pages are so enhanced and they do what other pages simply don't do. Well, as always, we've got the sort of standard bumper. This one here is a CS8, standard CS8. And this is a CS8 alpha text pager. And you can see that it's got a window for text. But both of these devices, both the CS8s, have got this massive rubber bumper. And that's for in case the pager was to get dropped. Because you can use these in commercial environments, like for example this can be used with truck drivers. You know, they throw things around a bit, commercial environment. And you might use these for guests in any one of a number of areas, even in golfing, for tee off and things like that. You can use them for so many things. But of course you've got the everyday stuff as well, like restaurants, pubs, bars, where customers might be waiting for food or a table, anything that you might want to consider. It goes on and on. So what are the advantages of these CS8 pages? Well, the first advantage, I have to tell you, is lithium-ion batteries. Now, lithium-ion batteries, basically, they can be charged up, and once they're charged up, you don't have to keep the pager on charge 24/7. It makes sense that you should if you're going to use them every day. But lithium-ion batteries last a long time and they can hold that charge whether the unit device is physically on charge or not. That's the first advantage of this type, the CS8 pager. Of course, the batteries are rechargeable in the normal way where the pages stack up above each other. And one of the things about that, if I was to turn over this pager, something you'll only see on the LRS pages, I believe, is we've got the small window, and that window sits above the previous pager. And these pages speak to each other all the way up and down the pile of pages that are sort of sitting there. That communication can be applied to a number of benefits that these pages have where other pages don't. This pager can stack up on that pager any way round. It'll still charge no matter where you put that. And that's pretty much unique for LRS as it happens, because the LRS pager has 4 lugs to charge on all of our coaster pages. Any 2 pins work, but we've got 4 pins, so we have a 50% method of even if you've got 2 dirty pins, these pages will still charge, and they charge extremely well. So you've got that safety factor. And you know, having a look at these types of pages from other companies, you'll see them, oh, they've got 4 pins, they'll this and they'll that. What they don't actually tell you is only 2 of their pins work, because they can't have 4 pins charging the pager, because that's an LRS patent. So buy other brands, buy inferior. Now you'll notice on both of these pages, although this one's sort of flashing at you, in reality it's as solid as a rock. It's just that the cameras makes this look as if it's flashing. In reality it's absolutely solid, and this is pager number 4. So that's the pager number. And on this one, well, you'll see, this is pager number 5. Now as far as charging goes, if you've got the older pages from LRS, don't worry about it, because these are all compatible with older charging versions, no problem. But where these pages come into their own, really, to be honest, there are a number of features that at first sight you might think aren't important, but in reality they are important. For example, this screen on here, this is a new type of screen that LRS is implementing, and it's a colour screen. So as well as having multicolours around the edge here that can mean different things depending on what you're messaging, you can have a different coloured screen with text, and you know, it can mean different things to different people. You could have a sticker on here that describes, oh, if this is yellow, this means such and such. It might be, hey, yellow, well, that's like amber. Oh, I haven't got long to wait. I'm getting ready. And green, of course, would be come back now. You can apply so many things to these colour pages that, well, other pages just lack because they don't have colour. None of them, not one. It's an LRS invention once again. Another thing about this one, if you do get a message on here, it'll scroll. If it's a big long message, it'll scroll round and round and round. So it's easy to read, and the texts are of very high quality. As well as having additives for antimicrobial use, kills bugs and that sort of thing. So they make the thing safer. These plastics have been strengthened even further, are really, really tough, and they need to be in this sort of environment. And one more thing that I haven't talked about is if you look up here, this is like a clear snap-off cover. Same on that one. And you're able to put in some form of advertising underneath if you want. Now the colours that these can display, they are important. There's red, blue, green, rainbow and white. And you can use those in some quite clever ways. Now in the case of the Alpha pager, this is used an awful lot for people like truck drivers, where you might want to give them a specific message. But you can use that also for customers. If it's rather than just the straightforward CS8, the CS8 Alpha takes it to the next level. You can inform and direct guests and staff much faster with text. And by the way, these are all digital technology inside. You won't find any sort of analog stuff going on, which is the old stuff. The count of components inside has been reduced really dramatically, which makes these pages last a very, very long time, and the failure rate be absolutely minimal. And that's why we offer a 3-year warranty on these products. Well, in fact, all LRS products that you buy in LRS UK. Competitors don't do that. They're either a 1-year or a 2-year. Or maybe in the case of some of the Chinese ones, well, no warranty. I mean, you see all sorts of things when you're in the business. But if you want to improve the guest experience, these are the right sort of products to be doing it with. You can use the cheaper, simpler CS6, which is just a red colour. You can move on to using these various colours and the advanced advertising and that sort of thing. Or you could go the whole hog and use this type of pager with text messaging to customers. I'll show a couple of those examples right now. Okay, well, I'm going to move this one out the way and focus on the LRS CS8 text pager, or the alphanumeric coaster pager, they're sometimes called. And let's have a look at the messages, see what happens. What I'm going to do is just pager number 5. And there's the message, table ready in this case. It's messaging in red, but it could be, you can set it up for different colours. That's the thing. And the message can be any message you want it to be. And this will continue until we stop it. But you could set the transmission up so that it might page for just 5 seconds. Depends what you want. They're so flexible, and you can see very bright and colourful, and they grab attention like no other brand. Now what I also want to do is to really show you the device as if it was being used by a truck driver. What you get is you get trucks coming onto site delivering goods or collecting goods, and these big warehouses, it can be a real pain finding the truck driver. He might be parked somewhere, and you normally, without this type of system, you're walking around with a 2-way radio trying to find the driver. Well, with a system like this, I can disclose that this system is used in one of the biggest warehousing organisations in the world. Okay, let me give you the example of what you can do. In this case, he's returning to basics. It couldn't be simpler. And you can make that vibrate once again for a few seconds, for a few minutes, or until he brings it back indeed. What you do is take this off him when he reaches the bay and feed it back to where they come in at the gate. Now what we recommend for this type of system is this large transmitter. This is called a TX7471, and it's got hundreds and hundreds of features, so you can customize exactly what you want out of this system. Well, it's a reasonably long video. I've talked about most of the features, but you don't see all of the technical features that are behind these products. These are way ahead of most of the competition that's out there. There is competition, but rather inferior in the technology compared to where we are today at LRS. And you can go and have a look at LRS Pages Co. UK. You know, for all of the other products we make, we've got cheaper pages than these. But if you really want to have really good, high quality, top of the range products that are going to work for you for years, these are the products that you need. The CS8s are great with the colour. The CS8 Alpha is for, well, almost any type of client. And the CS6 is for the lower end, although the quality isn't compromised. What is compromised is the colour, but apart from that, not really much else. We have a CS7, but it's got this window. Again, that's an intermediate product. That's the range of the CS series, and in particular the CS8. That's what this particular close-up review has been about. You could call 01782 53 7000, speak to our customer services people. They're great people. They're always friendly and want to speak to you if you've got a problem or not. And our engineers are also factory trained and very friendly type of guys. So that's it for now. Hope you like the product. You won't see it anywhere else, and we look forward to talking to you soon.